All right, so your board exams are finally done. Huge sigh of relief, right? But buckle up, because the real race is just getting started. We're talking about IPMAT, the Integrated Program in Management Aptitude Test, and this is your 45-day do-or-die plan for IPMAT 2026. Let's get right into it.
Yup, you see that number correctly. 45. That's all we've got. The clock is officially, and very loudly, ticking. Every single day from here on out, it matters.
You know, the reverse countdown has begun. This isn't the time to kick back and relax. It is absolutely the time to refocus and dial up the intensity. So let's get our heads in the right space. Think of this as the final countdown. Your board exams? Yeah, they were a huge mountain to climb. But this next phase, this is the all-out sprint to the finish line. I love this saying because it just captures the moment perfectly. It basically means the elephant is left, only the tail remains. Think about it. The biggest, heaviest part of your academic year is over. But this final piece, this tail, it's still attached, and it is crucial. You can't let it slip now. Okay, let's switch gears to the practical stuff. Because after all this work, the absolute last thing you want is to miss a simple deadline. So let's get these key dates locked into your calendar. Now pay close attention here because this is where people can get tripped up. The IPMAT Indore deadline is March 14th. Got it? But, and this is a big but, if you're also gunning for Ranchi or Amritsar, you have to fill out their separate forms by their own deadlines, even though they use the Indore score. Please don't miss that detail. Okay, so you've got the dates, you won't miss the deadlines. That's the easy part. That's just logistics. The real question is, what's the actual day-in, day-out plan to get you ready for those exams? And here it is. This is the heart of it all. We're calling it the 45-day blueprint. This is your strategic roadmap, and we're going to break this enormous task down into small, manageable, high-impact pieces. We're splitting the 45 days into 3 clean 15-day phases. And the logic is super simple but incredibly powerful. First, we build a rock-solid foundation. Then we use that foundation to tackle the advanced topics. And finally, we polish everything with mocks and revision to master speed and strategy. So let's look at phase 1, the first 15 days. The goal here isn't just to study, it's to build some real momentum, maybe even find some interest in it. The topics you see here, percentages, ratios, equations, they're not random. They're the absolute building blocks for almost everything else. If you master these now, the harder stuff gets a whole lot easier later. And that brings us to phase 2. Days 16 to 30. With your foundation secure, now we bring out the heavy hitters. This is where we cover the rest of the syllabus, your logarithms, your coordinate geometry, your modern math. But here's the key. You're approaching them with a solid base, so you can actually understand them, not just try to memorize a bunch of formulas. And finally, phase 3, the home stretch. The last 15 days are all about one thing, turning your knowledge into points on the board. We're not learning new stuff anymore. It is all about mock tests, deep analysis of those tests, and strategy. And honestly, this is where you learn how to take the exam, which questions to go for, which to skip, and how to manage that clock when the pressure is on. So the blueprint is your map. It tells you where to go. But you still need the right tools to get the job done. So let's talk about the specific things you need to be doing every day. Think of this as your daily workout. Consistent practice, 20 to 25 questions per topic, solving those all-important previous year's questions, taking sectional tests, taking full-length mocks. But here's the secret weapon, and I really mean this. Keep a handwritten notebook. Write down formulas, new concepts, cool strategies, and then just spend 10 minutes reviewing it every single day. It sounds simple, but it makes a massive difference in making things stick. Now, I get it. Looking at all this, it might feel a little overwhelming. And the source material actually addresses that feeling head-on by asking a really important question. And that's the big question, isn't it? Can you do all of this alone? For some people, absolutely. Laid it all out there. We've talked about the timeline, the 45-day blueprint, the daily tools, and even what a guided option looks like. Now the spotlight swings back to where it belongs, on you. So let's just boil it all down. You have the critical dates, you have the 3-phase blueprint for how to study, you have the daily toolkit for how to practice. The path forward is crystal clear. The only variable left in this whole equation is your dedication.
And that's what we're going to leave you with today. This isn't just a plan, it's a blueprint. The foundation, the framework, the instructions, it's all right here in front of you. So the final question is, over these next 45 days, what are you going to build with it?